here, it's opened up and they've thrown a few superbike riders near Lockie. Epps is one of those, so expect fireworks. It's the slowest class out here, but I'll tell you what, the racing is absolutely so tight. It is incredible. Great racing all the way through, and we've got a few of those mentors there. I believe there is a cup. I know I read it in the paper the other day. There's a cup for teams, and they've got the MCI team. We've got Team Stroud, Team Metam, and Team Frost out there, but we have no information on who are the competitors out there, so that's where it's at. We'll try and get that updated when we get the information comes to us, and look at all those bikes just swarming around the circuit there. Absolutely incredible sight, and wow.
I can see it's the problem is I couldn't see the number out front. What was it? Who was out front?
Luca Durning, who set that record last weekend at Taupo. We accredited it to Lachlan Epps. We were using a different timing system that didn't show us that information. We've changed this weekend, and it's a little bit easier for us. It's like using a mouse or the pad on a computer. Some of us commentators prefer one style and another style. It's quite a difficult job up here in terms of managing all that. We've got the dentist sponsoring this class, the Gix class. In fact, I've got to change over pages because I went outside for a brief thing.
Oh, someone off the track. Gathered it back up. Now down the back straight, going into a headwind on one of these would be quite interesting. As you can imagine, the slower, the less powerful bike going into a headwind, you can imagine just what it must be like.
The essential part of the Gix Cup is slipstreaming and learning that art of slipstreaming. There's only about 14 horsepower in these motorcycles. I don't care if it was another 10 or 12 horsepower in them. The spectacle and the racecraft, sponsored by the dentist, Total Origin Health, Oral Health team, is just outstanding. We can see that with 0.08 of a second between first and second, and 0.05 between second and third. So it was Jesse Stroud there, pushed back into third place. We've got a change of the program. Turiana Banks is riding the number 14, and exciting stuff. We've got 3 bikes down the front. I can hardly see 3 bikes there. This is what Gix Cup, growing future champions, has been running for 2 seasons, so this is a 3rd season. And how many names have we seen elsewhere on the track? Matt Broff, Jack Fuller, Tarbin Walker. There's a number of people there that have moved up quite highly into the system. So looking out for lap records at the moment. What have we got there, Ian Dawson?
Well, the lap record was 136, 125 set by Shane Miller last year. But today they were, I think, doing 137s. I think it was in qualifying around there. Well, look at the wind. The wind must have caused, because look at the lap times now. They're getting down to 140s.
Oh yeah. That's off the standing start, so that will be not really relevant at the moment. That's just one of those games we play, so we're going to wait for the first full flying lap. With somebody else going off into the kitty litter out of that Higgins corner. They didn't crash there, so I don't know what's happening there. It's just quite tight out there. People could be pushed wide, but that's part of the motorcycle racing. The Gix Cup here, what an outstanding field there. I think there's 24 bikes out there. Last weekend we should have a similar number here. One of the boys from Christchurch is out of action. I think that's Shannon Guthrie. Look at them coming along. Remember, was it the Suzuki Series or the Nationals? We had about 5 bikes go down in the last lap of that Go Media. So right now, the gap between first and second, we're waiting for the timing screen. We've got a yellow flag up there into turn 1 there. We've got a bike park up. So the important thing is no passing. 20,000ths of a second, 0.069 to third place. So it's Caleb Gilmore, 2 Wanganui boys, Luke Durning and Caleb Gilmore there in second and third.
Yeah, I think... yeah, I was completely wrong and I apologise. But the 130, Tyrone Coopers, who's actually who qualified fastest, he's back in 6th spot. Jesse's out front, but they're all in the 136. Their best lap time, 136.8. But if you look in Lachlan Epps, 135.5.
I'll tell you what we're talking about. This is the most widely sold motorcycle in New Zealand, road registered motorcycle, the Gix 150. And you heard about Greta Thunberg, and all her thing of save the planet. I'll tell you what, these things are so economical. I bet Greta Thunberg would want to ride one of these. Also, I think we've got 8 females out there of 38. No, that's the sidecar. 6 out of 23. 2 are females out of the track, including Eve Scrivener. We've got Scrivener. We got Lucy Dowman there, who qualified on the front row last weekend, had a crash coming off the long straight at in the wet at Taupo. So 6 girls out of 22. I've got my notes written down there, and look at them coming on there. So we've got Eve Scrivener, as I said, on the number 14 machine, and Tiriana Banks on the 14 machine. Look at that, we had 20 thousandths of a second between first and second. In fact, what's the split between the first 6 or 8 bikes? Waiting for that timing screen to refresh. It revolves over every 20 seconds or something like that.
There we go.
The gap, the difference is we've got to go back. We've got 8 bikes under 1 second between first and second. 49 thou, 75 thou. So 8 bikes within a second there. In fact, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 bikes there, all in that lead pack, and it's all about racecraft and pretty tidy riding. There's a few bumps and bruises the guys and girls receive on the track, and they got some great stories. It's good to see that most of them putting together too in various groups around the pits. And another great thing about the Gix Cup is the age of the people. You know, they don't have much injury. I think the biggest danger these kids have got in their health over the weekend is getting ice cream headaches. Yeah, sucking too many lollies. Ice cream headaches will be the biggest risk there. But look at them going into headache. Higgins corner, 9 bikes, basically in single file now. That's how you're going to get through the corner. They'll all pack up there. And the key to the Gix Cup and this class here is probably not to lead out of that Higgins on the last lap, because the other people will be coming along there, gaining a bit of an advantage from your slipstream. Look at the wind's change. It's changed to a southerly, so that's changed quite substantially. The flags are coming across. Look at that, round the big Go Media sweeper. We've got 2 laps to go. They're going to see the white flag. And outstanding racing there, Ian Dawson. Here they start to play the racecraft. They weave across the track. They have been told to be careful about this. And it was Lachlan Epps in the lead. Lachlan Epps, I think Jesse Stroud pipped him, but somebody else has come through in 3rd place. They're all over the place. It's very hard to pick up the leathers. Lockie's in the very colourful one, black with green spots on there. So who's it going to be? But it was Lockie Epps, Jesse Stroud, and then Tyrone Coupiers, and we're still going back 8 bikes, including Andrew Stroud, who was right up towards the front there. Andrew Stroud's among there, and the amazing thing about Andrew Stroud is he's about 6 foot 300 inches, and just his sheer power to weight ratio. But he's watching all the boys. He won't be able to see his son out there, Jesse Stroud, in the front. He won't be able to pick him. He'll be concentrating. So we're on the final lap there. We're into the hairpin there. Ian Dawson, you got $10 for the leader?
Jesse. I think Jesse will take it. He always does, doesn't he?
Well, Jesse Stroud is sitting back into 5th there. Is that him coming through into 4th? No, he's a lonely ride there in 5th. He's probably the smallest rider out there. There is a weight limit there. I think it's 184 kilos between the bike and the rider. I don't know whether they're policing that here.
Yeah.
All run up a little bit high up there, so it is a big drag. And got a shout out to the tail end. Angela Charlotte has jumped on a bike as well. Angela had her first ever win at Timaru 2 weekends ago. A huge beating, 360 bikes there. She took out the development class on the 250 production machine. We're into the back straight now. We're way through the back straight. 9 bikes in it. This is where the fingernail biting happens. Somebody's round there. I've no idea who's who. They're all Gix Cup bikes. That's all I know. Out into the thing. We're going to have to waiting for the timing there. Ian Dawson.
Well, I was wrong again. I have a great day. Great day doing this. 27, Caleb Gilmore.
Tyrone Coupiers, Lachlan Epps there in 2nd spot there. So, wow, it was incredible.
Team Motorcycling Canterbury take pole position and race 1.
Another lady Sarah Humphrey out there on bike number 9. So Tyrone Coupiers, Lockie Epps, Caleb Gilmore, Daniel Medham, Shane Miller, Andrew Stroud, Luca Durning, Jesse Stroud back in 8th place, then Justin Maunder. That's the top 9. All within that 1 second bracket, so outstanding. Now, what have we got in terms of lap record here? The lap record as we came to the second round of the Suzuki International Series, a 1:36.125. No, we're half a second off there. No, I lie there. We've got 1, 2, 3 bikes in the 35. So lap record, Lachlan Epps at a 1:30.